Pretty boring day, guys, for the stock market today. It was one of those days. I mean, we had the Dow Jones break even. The S&P went down 0.2%. The NASDAQ went down about 0.5%. So, I guess there was some movement for the NASDAQ, but the Russell went down 0.3%, and we had the VIX go up 2%. So in this video, you guys know the drill. Unless you're new here, if you're new here, welcome. I appreciate you all for tuning in. In this video, we're going to break down stocks. We're going to break down the markets and kind of what went down today, an earnings report from GameStop, and just in general, a couple of stocks that I'm looking at. So sit back, relax, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. I appreciate you all for tuning in as always. And if you want some stocks, free stocks, who doesn't like free money from Moomoo? Up to 20 stocks, each up to $2,000. Use that link down below, deposit at least $100, and boom, you get some free stocks. It also helps out the channel. I appreciate you all as always. And with that being said, let's just dive into the video. So again, we had a pretty boring type of day in the stock market today. As you know, we've kind of been seeing the markets go all over the place, quite frankly. So, you know, we finally had a day where it's like kind of the dust settling, right? We're seeing a bit of relaxation in the markets for now. Key phrase there, for now, because I think things are going to get wild, and who knows when that's going to be, but there's some big moves coming, in my opinion. If we do break 390 on SPY, like I've been saying, like a crazy person here on the channel, there's going to be probably a down move to at least 384, maybe down all the way to $380, which I have another alert here, set for on SPY. And one bad thing that I noticed today, and honestly yesterday as well, based on the red that we saw yesterday, we took the lows out from the end of November, early December, which is not good at all. Those lows were right around 394. We took those lows out yesterday, and we ended up breaking them again today and closing right under that, those lows, right under 394 on SPY. So that is not good at all. And on top of that, we have a death cross right here, and we're under both moving averages. So, I mean, in my eyes, SPY is on it's on thin ice. Let's put it that way. It's on thin ice. If 390 breaks, it's going to get ugly in my personal opinion, at least in the short term. And on triple Q, look, it's on thin ice as well, right above 280, 278. If this breaks, 273, 265, 263, this is where this could be going. You guys can see here, 263 was that low from the middle, more towards the middle of November. So about a month ago is when we hit that. And just like SPY, we have a death cross. We're under both moving averages here on the 20-day chart. This is not looking good for triple Q. So we'll see. I mean, tomorrow we have Thursday, we have Friday, we have 2 more days of trading. We shall see what happens at these levels. And of course, you guys know I've been saying this as well on the 4-hour chart on triple Q and on the yearly chart. We're well within a downtrend, and on SPY, it's the same thing, right? So keep that in mind. And the VIX is still pretty low. It's just a little bit under 23 at the time that I'm making this video. And oil at the time that I'm making this video is right at 72.46 a barrel. It went down on the day about 2.4%. So it was a pretty bad day for oil today. It was a bad day for Bitcoin, Ethereum. Last I checked, those were down about 2.5%, 3%. And, a lot of these indexes went slightly in the red, other than the Dow, which broke even. So, I mean, rough day out there. And it looks like oil, like I mentioned in my last video, this could go under 60 a barrel. I mean, at this point, and looking at this 3-year chart is nuts. I mean, the fact that it was at 6 a barrel, I mean, that was back in April. Could you imagine if you just bought like 100 barrels of oil? Maybe you have a big property, right? You just stack up all those barrels. Obviously, I'm joking, guys, but who knows? Maybe not. Maybe you could do that. I don't know. But imagine if you bought them at 6, sold them at 130. That would have been nuts. But it looks like oil is coming to a point now where it's going to test the lows from about a year ago, about 60, 65 a barrel. That's where it could be going if it obviously breaches under, if it falls under $70 a barrel. So what do you guys think about that? I mean, the markets are at a very vulnerable spot. Oil's not looking good at all. We just hit a fresh low today at 71.75, which is just insane considering we were over $100 a barrel a few months ago. And, I'm not going to lie, I was wrong. I thought oil was going to rebound around this point, when it was at 90, 95. You guys remember when it was hovering around that point? But it never did. I mean, you guys can see clearly we had 3 tests at about 95-ish to try and break out we failed each time. You can see this here in the beginning of September. We tried breaking 95, 97. We failed. We also tried in the beginning of October. We failed. And then also in the beginning of last month, November, about a month ago, it failed. And then from that point, I mean, it completely, fell through the floor. So, yeah, oil, I think there could be more downside. And don't get it twisted. I mean, we're probably going to get a relief rally at some point like we did about a week ago, whenever that was, about 10 days ago. So keep that in mind. If it goes to 68 or 70, we might get a little relief rally back to 76 a barrel or something. And then the downtrend's probably going to continue. We shall see, guys. So let's talk about some stocks. GameStop reported, and currently when I'm filming, it's about 4:40 p.m. So their earnings should be out by now. Let me see here on the intraday chart. It looks like, yes, they are. Their stock is down about 2.3% at the time that I'm filming this after the bell. So they ended up doing, let's see here, negative 31 cents versus the negative 28 cents estimated on EPS. So they missed that. And they ended up missing revenue pretty badly, 1.19 billion versus 1.35 billion estimated. So double miss there for GameStop. It looks like here, absent guidance. So I guess are they not giving guidance, or is it just not out yet? What does that mean? It says absent guidance. Let me see what that says. GameStop reported, yada, yada, yada. GameStop reported third. Oh, yeah, the company did not provide any forward guidance, but management is set to host an investor conference call to discuss the results at 5 p.m. So that's about 20 minutes from now when I'm filming. So we're not going to get those results for this video. So we'll see. I mean, if guidance comes out or whatever remarks come from that conference call, how that's going to influence the stock. But at this point, stock's down. It's down about a couple cents after the bell, which honestly is not that much considering how much the stock swings overall. And on the 4-hour chart, if we look here at GameStop, guys, it went from potentially being a breakout play when it was right under 28, which has failed at 28 time and time again. I mean, this chart looks like crap. It fails each time it gets to 28.30. It went from being a potential breakout to now it's hanging on by a thread. I think this could collapse potentially back to the teens. Seriously, unless something good comes out of this conference call, this is on its way back to the teens. I mean, it's clear as day to me. We're taking out this point right here. Huge support at $23.50, $23. You guys see that? We're breaking that. It's clear as day. This could be going back to 1940, which it was at months ago, 1950. And if that point breaks, I mean, guys, it's probably going to get even worse. That's the reality. So GameStop does not look good right now at all, technically. And, that's not to say that it's never going to run again. I mean, who knows? You guys know GameStop, AMC, these meme stocks, they can go ballistic on any day. But the way the chart looks like right now, there's no signs of that. It does not look good, in my opinion, whatsoever. So let's see some other ones. We also had, that was actually the only earnings report, but I also wanted to cover First Majestic Silver, ticker symbol AG. Let's pull this up and take a look at the chart. We're noticing this one up 4.5% today, which shout out to them. I mean, this stock looks pretty good technically, and Beyond Meat had a big day. So these are the two biggest movers on my watch list today. First Majestic at 4.5%, and Beyond Meat up over 12%, which I don't know why I have. I mean, I'm never going to buy Beyond Meat, but I just keep it in my watch list for the heck of it. I don't know. But today was a big day for Beyond Meat, and you guys can see First Majestic Silver, again, 4.5% green day. It is in a wedge here on the 4-hour, right? Higher lows, lower highs, and we're right by the 50 SMA right now, right at 930, 950, 960. This is going to be a big spot for the stock. So I'm going to set my alert, $9.60. Mark is at or above. If this is able to break on First Majestic Silver, we're probably going to go test that $10 mark, which you guys can see that was the high from the middle of November. Then if that is able to break, which is where my other alert's at, this is going to see a huge move. I'm not obviously certain this is going to happen. Nobody is no one's certain about what's going to happen in the future, right? Nobody is. If they tell you they are, run. But all I'm saying is this chart looks like it's poised to break out. Potentially. It's in the cards, especially if 960 breaks, $10. There's a wide open gap. Above $10, I mean, this thing could be running 10.75, $11, maybe even higher from that point. So First Majestic Silver, keep your eyes on it, guys. Let me see what else we have going on. Macy's is one that I'm looking at as well, which you all can see. You know, we called out this inverse head and shoulders, right? Not to toot my own horn, but we called that out. And if we zoom in a little bit here, we do have arguably a head and shoulders on this 20-day. Maybe you can see it on the 10-day. No, you can't. 20-day chart. Let me pull it up. We have an inverse head and or not an inverse, a regular head and shoulders. Let me pull it up right here. Potentially forming on Macy's, which if this is able to break, if the right shoulder could break the neckline, which right now the neckline is right around 23, which is funny enough, right under where we closed today. We actually closed right under that, rather. If this is able to break that neckline, 23.25, 23.50, there could be a huge move on Macy's. That could be a break. I mean, it would be a breakout, right? And if we pull the 4-hour up again, the next spot it could be going to from there is the high from beginning of June, being about 24.75, $25. If that were to break, 25.80, right? We're talking $27. This could start gearing up towards the mid-high 20s. We're not there yet. The head and shoulders is intact. Mind you, this is vulnerable for a drop down towards 20. Keep that in mind. But if it's able to pass through that neckline, there could be a breakout coming. So let me actually get a little sip of water, guys, quickly. And quick reminder, if you haven't gotten your 20 stocks for Moomoo yet, use that link down below. Go to stocksurfest.com/Moomoo, deposit at least $100, and you could get up to 20 stocks, each up to $2,000. And guess what? It also helps out the channel. I appreciate you all, as always. And if you want some more stocks, 12 stocks from Webull with any amount deposited, those are also linked right down below. So next stock here is AMD, which AMD got hit today. Let's pull it up. This is Advanced Micro Devices, guys. You know it. It went down 0.2% on the day, and now it's pretty much at the moment of truth level. It's going to test this point here at about 67, 68, $70, roughly where it's at right now, right by the 180 SMA on this 4-hour time frame. It's going to test this point to the point where if it breaks it, right, if we break 67, the trend breaks here, then pretty much at that point, AMD is going to be in free fall. We're going to be going down, most likely, in my opinion, towards the lower 60s, maybe even under the 60s at that point. So keep your eyes on that, and keep your mind on the fact that we're at a big spot for the bulls. We could bounce from here. It's very possible. The RSI is oversold. You could argue a relief rally could be in play, but we're not getting any direction in that direction, or any really confirmation in that direction. So we have to be mindful of that, and we'll monitor it from 67 or, around 67, 8, 70, 72. This couple dollar range is important on AMD. So let's pull up the next stock, which is CRM. Have you guys been seeing this one? CRM has just been destroyed. I mean, this stock went down again 2% on the day, and that is after it went down on this day right here about 7%, and overall in the past just month, 3 weeks, not even a month, 3 weeks, it is down 21%. So CRM's in a bear market in just the past 3 weeks, which is honestly pretty insane. If we pull up this 3-year chart, you guys can see, well, CRM is awfully close to the low from the COVID crash, which is pretty crazy. The low from that time period was 115. Now we're at $130 a share. We're pretty much right there, guys. We're right there, stone's throw away. And from all-time highs, CRM is now officially down about 60%. So this is a stock that, I've never considered owning, quite frankly, but might be one worth looking into personally. I don't know about you guys. I'm not telling you what to do, but I might look deeper into it if it starts getting towards the lows from, it's already near the lows from 2020. And now that I'm looking at this, the lows from 2018 were pretty much the lows from 2020. You guys can see in 2018, CRM was at $115 as well. So if we take out the 115 low, is kind of what I'm getting at. This is going to be one towards 100, under 100. It's going to be one worth looking at. And the fact that the RSI is getting oversold on the monthly chart is pretty insane. I mean, this stock shows, look at this, guys. Back in 2004, CRM was $2 a share. Could you imagine buying this at $2 a share? That's crazy. We can all dream, can't we, guys? That would be insane buying this. And, but then you got to realize who would have actually bought back at $2 and held all the way to now. That's what you got, that's what you have to realize. I'm sure somebody did that and held, but majority of people that buy a stock at $2, they don't have the, I don't want to say discipline, but I guess they don't have the discipline to not sell, to let it grow to the fullest potential, right? They want to take the quick gain. What I'm trying to get at is, if people bought CRM at $2, and this is a little side tangent, but a little good, a good lesson here. If people bought it at $2, they would jump ship at $6. Once they double, triple, 4x their money, they're gonna jump ship. They're not gonna wait. Again, very tiny minority of people that are gonna wait and hold it forever and see it, go up 1,000x or whatever, right? Most people are gonna sell out extremely early, but you can't blame them. I mean, wouldn't you be tempted to sell out if you were up 300%, 400%, 1,000% even? You'd be tempted. I for sure would be. I know I would for sure be tempted to sell. And I guess you can't knock those people at the end of the day, because they can't, and then nobody can see what's going to happen in the future, right? So if you have a huge gain in front of you, sure, it could go up another 100,000%, but you have 500% gain right in front of you. Most people are going to take that gain. And that's kind of how you have to realize and think about this stuff, because a lot of people get down on themselves. They're like, oh, I wish I bought this stock 10 years ago. I would have 15x my money. But in reality, guys, even if you bought it, and a lot of people do buy stocks and they sold it too early, and then 5 years later, they're like, oh, I wish I held it. But if you held it a little bit longer, you made some more money, right? It went up a little bit more. You would have sold that anyway, right? So what do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comments. I mean, that is something that a lot of people obviously battle with when they're looking at stocks, buying individual stocks or even ETFs or whatever, right? So Las Vegas Sands, LVS, is another one that I want to look at here on the 4-hour chart. Let's pull it up. LVS went up 0.7% on the day today, and it's down a little bit from the high, not yesterday, but the day before. So on Monday, it peaked out roughly at 50-ish. So it's down about 6% from that point, but it looks like buyers are coming in, does it not? I mean, it looks like we are seeing support on this 50 moving average today. We had a green day in the midst of a pretty much a red day overall, except for the Dow. So this looks good to me, guys. It looks like LVS is really, bulls are holding in strong there. So I want to see if we go maybe from 47, maybe towards $50 again. Are we going to make another move towards 50? That is what I'm waiting for here on LVS. And the last one, which we talked about recently, we've covered this one a lot recently, actually. It is Enphase. Let's pull it up. ENPH is the ticker. You guys can see Enphase had a pretty good day today, 2.3% green day, and it is riding the moving averages just like the last stock we just talked about, right? It looks like it's right above the 180 SMA at 282, more like 290. Clearly, buyers came in. We popped to about 317 right now. This, to me, it looks like it is continuing trend, right? At least right now. And who knows? Maybe it does break trend in a couple days, tomorrow, a couple weeks. I have no idea. But right now, this looks like it could be making a move back towards that 330, 335, maybe 340 level. That's at least what I'm thinking here, guys. That's at least what I'm thinking. So with that being said, I'm going to wrap the video up. That's 7 stocks and just some insights and kind of little side tangents here and there and kind of some thoughts on the market. If you guys enjoyed the video, hit that like button. Feel free to subscribe. Let me know your thoughts. As always, I'd love to know what you guys have to think. Check out the Moomoo link, the Webull link if you guys want some free stocks, and feel free to check out my Patreon and my second channel, which is called, if you didn't know, Stas Talks Money. On this channel, we're all stocks, hence the name. And on the money channel, Stas Talks Money, it's more general finance, personal finance, investing. So if you want to subscribe to that, it is linked down below. I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.